So as many of you already know, 3 of the students kidnapped last week at the Greenfield University in Kaduna State have been found dead. As you could recall that the bandits broke into the private university located along the Kaduna-Abuka Highway in Chicken local government area on April 20th. They were shooting sporadically before whisking away an unspecified number of students at the time. What are your thoughts on the fact that these 3 students have been found dead? What do you think about the strategy of the Kaduna State governor? Do you think he should have a rethink of his stance on not negotiating with terrorism? Or do you feel that the only way to eradicate this banditry and kidnapping is to insist and not negotiate with them?
One of the core assignments of every government is to provide security for their citizens. And the inability of our government to provide security for our citizens and rescue those that have been kidnapped has led to the death of 3 people. So whatever I say is not going to bring those children back to life. But what can the government say to ensure no other person gets kidnapped? You know, this is not the time to be quiet. It's not the time to play safe. Maybe, and I don't wish this on anybody. Nobody wants this to happen. But until our leaders feel the pain of losing a child,
but this is
of going to the
told us categorically that
even
if
it's his child,
yes,
that he will just pray for
even if you have not worn the shoe, you cannot know how it pinches until you wear the shoe. I am here appealing to the Kaduna State government not to grandstand further, so that we don't have further loss of lives.
I know that the governor has said he wasn't going to negotiate with bandits, which is okay. But negotiation doesn't mean that you have to pay a ransom. There's a way you can have a conversation with the bandits to know exactly what they want. There's also a way that you can use intelligence to fish them out. You cannot tell me that a whole state, a whole federal government has failed in their primary responsibility to protect lives and properties of their citizens, and you say you don't want to negotiate, and you allow people's children get killed just like that. It's just, it's a colossal failure. That's one. I also pray that we should be upfront. We should be honest in our conversations. If you need help from international organizations, please, can you ask for help? Let us swallow our pride, though. This is not a matter of pride. Ask for help. See, these people have overwhelmed us. We do not have the manpower to fish them out. We do not have the resources to fish them out. We need help from international organizations. Cry out and see if help will come.
Listen, thank you for taking us there, because many of us have watched Hollywood movies, and we've seen even the U.S. say we don't negotiate with terrorists. For a country to say, I don't negotiate with terrorists, you have the capacity to fish it out. You have the apparatus. You have the intelligence to get this, so you can confidently come out and say, I would not negotiate.
And yet they do.
This is a state governor thing, because the federal government is a different entity. But the state governor, does he have the ability, the equipment, the intelligence to actually desist that he cannot negotiate with this and fish these them out?
The state doesn't have the power.
He doesn't have the power.
He doesn't. He's the chief security officer of the state in name. He cannot even control the IG. He can't control his commissioner.
Now, I respect his decision not to want to negotiate. As a governor, you look at your resources and say, no, I will not encourage, like my other governors are doing, this crime going, because it's a business. Yes. You fund them, and they, they continue to grow and spread. So I respect that. But then, don't forget how much you invested in the schools. In Kaduna State particularly, I remember his first tenure, all the educational landslides, that he did, and he kept reporting, investment. He even put his child in a public school to encourage people to attend schools. But now, what they are doing in your school, in your state, is going to make that entire initiative fail. So you must have a strategy that you want to do. And one of the strategy that you can do, even though you're not in control of all the security apparatus in your state, is that you must be able to go and stand in front of Aso Rock. If it takes you sleeping, you could know how to kneel down very well. Kneel down. Tell the federal government you cannot leave my state so porous that people can be kidnapped and killed.
He and his colleagues from the north, just last week, they all went together. So the same thing.
Should go
Maybe that's why he will kneel down. It's the same thing.
He should make briefings. He should talk in the papers. I remember the former governor of Borno State, when Borno was at the heights of Boko Haram.
Before we talking Benue to get governor.
I don't think
how far did we go? We were here. Otan was shouting every single day.
But at least you can say he spoke up.
Otan was attempted. You have not been attempted, but defend your people.